Hello friends, it is August 12th, 2021. I'm in Marina del Rey, California, and I'm getting ready to push off for Hilo, Hawaii. 2 months ago tomorrow, I was departing for my first attempt for the Hawaiian Islands before my Windvane failure. Almost every aspect of my life since that moment has been completely turned upside down and has changed. The only thing that makes sense for me to do at this point is to put to sea. I plan on spending about a month in the Hawaiian Islands and then sailing to San Francisco, where I'll continue my exploration down the California coast and on to Mexico. So, let's get underway. Sunset of day 2 coming up. It's been kind of gloomy all day. Had absolutely perfect sailing conditions for most of the day. Like very mellow seas, less than a meter. Had kind of 10 knots all day. So we've actually been sailing all day today faster than we were motoring all day yesterday. I came out in these like calm days, start out to try to get my sea legs. What a difference it was on the last passage attempt, where I was beating into, 17 knots and like the seas that accompany those for days on end, and it was 17 with, I think gusts were up to 30 at points, but it was yeah, this is much more pleasant environment to start a passage out on, that's for sure. Easy night. Boy, we made great speed last night. Had almost trade wind consistent winds all night, and these just like completely peaceful seas, and we were going like 3.5 to 5 knots all night long. We've covered like 72 nautical miles since our noon position yesterday. It's 7 a.m. now. So we're kind of on track to almost do a 100-mile day today, which would be fantastic. Sun is like coming up through the clouds. Windvane's doing her job. She's doing good. My older brother David has been watching marine traffic and trying to let me know if there's like ships in my area. Been in constant contact with him on Iridium Go. So, and we've been watching this Hurricane Linda. She's tracking like hard west below 25 degrees. So yeah, another day on the good ship TRITEIA, solo ocean sailing, and all is very well. Time to make dinner. Everything is healed quite a bit. Got my stove gimbal action happening here. Making dinner on a Keeling sailboat is a full contact sport. Making some instant red beans and rice, so it's like not that difficult. Hopefully it doesn't go flying. Yep, life on board. It's all sideways. I definitely learned a ton on my last passage attempt. The boat is stowed in a much better way. The weight is balanced in a much better way than it was last time. I went and bought like a mattress topper for a twin size bed that for my berth. So this is like my underway pilot berth. It's so much more comfortable. My back was killing me after like 2 days on that last trip, and it's way more comfortable now. So that's good. So now just gonna keep an eye on this pot, make sure it doesn't end up all over my bed, and then have some good vittles. Chart. Marking my daily positions, which is fun. Always rewarding. Cold and wet. Last night we sailed through crazy thick fog. You could barely see past the bow. Kind of all night. Not kind of. It was all night. I had like a terrifying moment where when we first went into the fog bank, when I popped my head out to check for ships, the masthead light was casting like this insane shadow from the sail and maybe from the Windex, like astern of us, and it looked like a giant, it looked like the silhouette of a sail, like a sailboat that was directly behind us. I shit myself. I flew out here, started looking, and then quickly realized that it was a shadow on this like really thick fog that was completely surrounding us. But man, it gave me a heart attack. But all of my heroes had no technology and sailed through this stuff for, you know, a lot. Well, people did for centuries, but you know, small boat sailors sailed through this stuff for a long time with no radar, no AIS, no navionics, you know, GPS. So just got to trust your stuff, and you know, in that case, it's like it doesn't even matter. Like you can't even, sitting watch is pointless because you can't see anything. I still did my regular watch routine, but yeah, pretty intense. It's like lifted now, but still cold. We've been flying all night. We were doing 4 and 5 knots all night long, and the boat was this comfortable. It's like really comfortable. So I guess it's just the sea state, but that's good. We need to put on the miles, so we're stoked. All right, time for some breakfast. I've been trying to figure out how to talk about what happened for the last 5 days and before that. My wife Camille had been on a 7-week road trip across country, visiting friends and family, and taking some of our keepsakes to her mom's house to store, since we were going full-time cruising and starting our slow circumnavigation. And towards the end of first day, we got in an argument via text message, and on August 1st, when she was supposed to fly home, she texted me that she was leaving me. And within 3 days, she had flown back to Los Angeles, sent me a long email explaining that there was absolutely nothing I could do. She wouldn't take any of my phone calls. I told her I would do anything. I would stay in Southern California if she wanted to stay instead of go cruising. she said there was no way, there was nothing that could convince her. And within 3 days, she was just gone like that, like vaporized from my life. And I am still completely in shock and heartbroken. I'm not going to go into all the details because it's bad enough that I have to share this publicly anyway, but so many of you have followed us for years, watching us build to this point to finally go cruising together and see the world. So yeah, that's the only reason I would even address this, is for everyone that's given us so much support over the years. But at the end of the day, if she's not happy with me, if she would be happier without me, then that's what I want, because I love her very much. But, you know, everything in life is temporary, unfortunately. And I'm 46 years old. I've had enough loves that I thought were going to be, you know, there forever, that weren't, you know, either by their hand or by my hand, whatever. We've all been through it. It doesn't make it any easier when it's happening. But, yeah. I'm glad that the boat was ready. I repaired everything that went wrong before, and I was able to just put to sea and try to like start this healing process and this new chapter of my life that is a very different chapter than I thought it was going to be for all the years that I dreamt of this. But it's going to be a slow road and a lot of thinking, but I will be very happy to step foot on Hawaiian soil and start a new life. So there's an oil tanker a couple miles from me.
Just go ahead, stone tanker, stone cedar.
Hello, I just want to make sure you guys see me. I'm under cell power and have very limited maneuverability.
I cannot see you. Could you give me the position?
I am at 30 degrees 43.87, 125 degrees 34.87. I am off your starboard bow.
Okay, you are on my starboard bow. Okay, so you want me to keep up you, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, copy that. I will find your position.
Thanks so much. My brother told me about this tanker, and I set an alarm watching for him. He's not on my AIS, which means my AIS does not work this far out or something. But, it's scary. I mean, he's probably, I don't know, a mile from me, 2 miles maybe, and he didn't see me, which makes sense because it's like white sails with all the white caps and the rough weather. But at least he responded, and they had someone that spoke English on board. Now just keep an eye on him and make sure that he stays off of me. Yikes. I am very grumpy today. Last night was really hard. The wind came screaming in the middle of the night. I had to get up, put a reef in, furled in the headsail to like a handkerchief, and it's still like, it was rough going. It's just this sea state. The seas are back up to like 8 foot. I think I don't know what it's actually blowing right now, maybe 17 or something. It's the sea state, it's so abusive though. So yeah, what very little I did sleep last night was like full of nightmares, maybe from just stress of all this stuff. Now I'm just gonna crawl back in the nest, keep reading, try to distract myself from this terrible motion. The morning of day 9. I came out to shake the reef out of the mainsail. It's starting to rain a little. Dark skies over there. I'm gonna wait and see how this plays out. We're not going as fast as I'd like, but if it gets a little squally, I'd rather not have the full main out. Still making good time, but can always turn it up a bit, you know? Light little rainstorm just passed. More clouds over there, might be more today. Nice to get the boat washed off. I'm gonna wash my hair today. That's my main agenda. If it rains hard enough, I'll just be able to do it out here. The sea looks beautiful right now. Look at that. Gorgeous. I guess that was the first real squall, which wasn't crazy, but over 20 knots of wind out of nowhere. What just happened was we crash jibed and it blew out the clew of the mainsail, which I was the one that put in that grommet and sewed it, so I know who to blame. But I guess the thing I just didn't take into account is the fact that this is a loose foot main. So that point is under tremendous loads. So yeah, lessons learned. It's not like a total catastrophe. I just reefed it down, which I needed to anyway because of the wind. But since I had to recut it, the first reef is in a weird spot. It's like 11 inches above the foot. So I'm just gonna be able to run the main all the way to Hawaii with that first reef of the original shape mainsail. with the factory clue and everything. But yeah, that was shocking. There's another squall coming. I think I got the sail in a good way. It'll calm down later and I'll be able to see if I can make the shape a little better, but wow, very exciting. So we'll see what this other squall does. Hopefully it's kind to us. Beautiful out. Sun's out. Charging the batteries. Batteries were fine this morning. I think my VHF was on the fritz. Squalls on the horizon. It's interesting, since the entire surface of the sea is constantly moving, it's kind of hard to tell which way the clouds are moving. It's a weird visual thing. It feels like the clouds are going this way, but all the wind's going that way, so. The sea's finally laid down. We had like these big monster seas that were stacked up from a high wind event along the California coast and Washington coast that were just like not to scale with the winds we were having. So I am very happy that the seas have come down quite a bit. Should be in the trade winds tomorrow. Day 13, passed the halfway mark last night at around midnight. It's 8 a.m., sun's just now coming up. We're in a different time zone, that's for sure. 8 a.m. by our clocks on the boat. It's blowing 20 knots. She keeps trying to round up. Morning of day 14. Lots of rain squalls, especially this morning. Tons of rain, very little wind. There's another squall right there. It might miss us. Hasn't been enough wind to pin us down with all these rolling seas, so it's just been like washing machine on board. Pretty out. It's nice to get the boat all washed off with the fresh water though. First rainbow of the trip. Some more over there. I just lost all steerage. Not sure what to do. I guess first I'll get the mainsail down. Yeah, go take the mainsail down and then figure it out. First thing I'm going to do is put a GoPro in the water and see if the rudder's still there. Okay, so we're 1,000 miles from Hawaii and the rudder broke. Now, Windvane is an auxiliary rudder system, but that rudder is kind of a joke. I mean, it's all we got at this point. It's blowing 16 knots right now. I need to get in the water and try to secure the rudder to the rudder post. I wish I had a ratchet strap. I don't think I could steer with it, but problem is the seas like this, being under the boat, is just gonna like, could knock me out, you know? I took a Dramamine because I'm sure with this motion I'm gonna get sick. Yeah, in a predicament. I don't know. I have to think on this one. Well, problem is we're still sailing because of the surface of the boat. So we're moving it like almost a knot. I can't do this until it's totally becalmed. Hopefully the rudder doesn't suffer damage tonight. I'm gonna put the sail back up so the boat is stable. But nothing I can do tonight. It's blowing 20 knots right now. I do think that I can flash it, and then we'll go from there. Figure out what to do. try everything in my power to get this boat to Hawaii. We're like 1,000 miles from there. Okay, about to get in the water for the first actual dive. Try to secure the rudder. If it goes okay, then I'm going to go ahead and try to get the control line set up. If not, then figure something else out. So that was totally hopeless. Even with the sail down, it was like we're still moving forward because of the wind, and the surface of the boat creates a sail basically. And it was taking all of my strength. I couldn't even get into my scuba gear, and I felt like I was going to be so exhaust all of my strength that I might not be able to get back on the boat. So I kind of aborted that. I did hang on and just look at the situation. There's a weird chip out of the back of the rudder that's never been there before. The piece is still in there, but you can see around it where something broke it. I wonder if we hit something underwater that caused this. We didn't hit it when it actually failed on me. There was nothing. I didn't feel anything. It just went away. But it's very weird, this chip out of the back of the rudder. So I got the sail back up to stabilize the boat. Now I'm gonna like go down and relax and eat something and think through. I think I'm done for today. It's afternoon already. The winds are gonna start coming up. I might try a simpler version tomorrow of what my idea was in the first place, but we'll see. If I do it tomorrow, I won't be with scuba gear. It'll just be snorkel gear. One step at a time. Like our second or third day adrift. I just rigged up the spinnaker pole to try the steering with the drogue, and we'll see how it goes. Wow, what a day. So we are steering by drogue. We have our spinnaker pole lashed aft. We have control lines going to a sea squid drogue, a little yellow drogue. I call him Squidward. I have a 4-pound weight on it to keep it below the surface. And after much tinkering, I finally got it to find course. So we're on our course for Hawaii now, and running down seas and downwind, which means we've been getting pooped. I got pooped for the first time while at the helm and got completely soaked. But we've been between 12 knots and 24 knots of wind, and and it held course. So just kind of like crossing our fingers. Hopefully we'll be able to just like squeak this along and make our way to Hawaii. It was very, very, very difficult to get it to work out. I was getting really frustrated, and through Iridium Go, messaging with Captain Dave Stovall and Captain Noah Peffer, and they both explained different ways to go about this, and what ended up working for me was a combination of the two different ways. Stovall suggested adding a weight to the drogue, so I did that, and then Noah was like, if you're running downwind, you can't have your mainsail up, you got to be headsail only. So I did that, and that's when it started actually sailing and being on course. So it's been on course, like a rough course, for an hour and a half, so that's good. And now it's just kind of wait and see. Tonight will be really telling as to how much I can tinker with it. My main concern is, like, if the waves kick us off, it's going to be hard to get back on course. But I did it once, so I'll be able to do it again if it comes down to it. But she's been holding a pretty true line for the last hour and a half. So last night at some point, the paddle of the Windvane, top of it snapped off. I don't know when or what, but it seems to be doing okay. I just taped the top of it so that no water would get in it. I have another one that's like a heavy air one that's like almost about that size anyway, that I can always put on, but this one seems okay. But we'll see. Might be the next 2 weeks of this drogue steering, and fingers crossed it gets us there. Just paid some more headsail out, kind of get us powered up a little bit. She held straight as an arrow at her course last night. It's pretty slow going, but she held her course, which was the big test for this setup. So we'll see what the day brings. Hopefully we can clip off some miles today. I think we've only done like 20 miles since noon yesterday, but it's better than the 11 we did the day before. And at least we're heading in the right direction. So now we got her tuned up a little. It's a little tricky. As the wind increases, she kind of wanders, so you have to like tune it. But I want to get us moving, at least get some miles under us. So today marks the 7th day that we've been steering by drogue. It's done very well. The only time it couldn't kind of keep up and hold course was last night at like 9 p.m. We got like 25 knots of wind. It was between 20 and 25 knots of wind for like 2 or 3 hours, and I could not keep any sail on and keep it pointing. So I ended up just kind of like backwinding, sheeting the headsail, backwinding it, and kind of pointing just down course, and just kind of limping through the night because the winds were so gnarly last night. Other than that, the drogue has done very well. And if you don't understand how this works, the easiest way to describe it is like when you see someone in a canoe that's paddling, and they'll hold their paddle down and sideways to like turn the front of the canoe. That's basically what this is doing, is you tighten it up on the leeward side, and as you put more sail out, so that as the forces try to pull the boat into the wind, the drogue counters that and pulls it back off of the wind. And it's done well. The Windvane self-steering system has gotten very sloppy. It's been like jumping out of gear. So hopefully it makes it the next, I think we're like 10 to 12 days out if we hold this speed. So hopefully it makes it until then. But I don't know that this would have gone so smoothly without that Windvane. There are 3 albatross that have been flying quarter mile off the bow of the boat for the last couple of hours. I'll see, oh, there's like 4. Let's see if you can see them. Awesome. Hard business. Cold business as well. Nice to get a freshwater shower though. I think I'll wash my hair down below. Brr, that's cold. People pay good money for those rainwater shower heads. Today was brutal. After like around noon, the winds just stopped. Just like 9 knots all day. It was like 2 squalls that passed through, 20 knots each. But it was for like 15 minutes. And then it's just been this. We are making such good runs too, like 70-mile days, multiple days in a row. We've done like 18 miles in like 8 hours or something. Brutal. Squall over there, it's gonna miss us. There's one there that's really pretty. But yeah, I mean at night there'll be like 20 knot blast throughs, but then it's just this. So nothing you can do. Can't hold a course with no wind, right? We're so close. We're like 400 miles away from entering the channel to get into Oahu. Brutal, brutal. I think these are tuna. There are so many of them. Shit! Oh, he took my lure. Poor dude, now he's got the hook in him. Damn! Gave my best shot. Land ho! There it is! The island of Molokai! Woo! 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 It's right there. Oh my god, I have been squinting at the horizon all day long. We're 40 miles away from Molokai. I couldn't understand why I couldn't see it. Woo! 31 days at sea. the Hawaiian Islands. This is awesome. Wow. Awesome. Looks like this will be the last night on the boat, maybe. At sea, I mean. I will not miss this boat motion, that's for sure. If it just threw us off course. Yeah, damn it. As soon as I get my food going. Shit. It's like always at dinner. Always at dinner. Because the winds ramp up in the afternoon, so then the sea state is ridiculous around dinner time, but it's always the same gymnastics routine. My cupboards are getting bare. My water it's almost at a quarter. So I did good. I very much look forward to eating something that is better than cooking than I am made. I expect to get kind of to the channel probably tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning. So looks like we'll be getting in tomorrow, which is incredible. Really hard night last night and this morning. The seas were so confused last night that I could not get the boat to sail at all. It was easily the hardest night of sailing the entire 32 days. Hands down, hardest sailing last night. And we did not make a ton of ground after midnight. At like 7 a.m. ship's time, 4 a.m. local time, I started the engine and started like trying to tinker with that. It's really difficult because the drogue isn't strong enough to like overpower the prop walk and the current and everything. Eventually I got the headsail to backwind, and that helped just enough to where we were able to move. Now we're in line with the channel, and it seems like the seas have started to become regular again. Oahu in the distance, see clearly, and that's what we're pointing for. Just trying to get in, you know, get it done. I didn't sleep at all last night, and I am very tired. So close. So the surprises just keep coming. Captain David Stovall contacted Towboat US, gave my membership number. They said I was covered under the gold plan, and they dispatched a boat to come tow me. And he said they would send him an update with an ETA. 10 minutes later, Coast Guard calls my name over the VHF. I get on there and speak with them, and they're like, Yeah, Towboat US, they can't help you. They can't come get you. And so we talked back and forth, and there's no one to tow me. No one's gonna tow me. So they're like, yeah, if you can make it closer to shore, then we'll put out like a broadcast asking if anybody can come help you. Which is insane to me. There's a Towboat US here. I have a membership, the gold membership. So I don't know. I guess I just get through the channel. I was nervous about the channel. I just get through the channel, and then maybe I like anchor off of Waikiki if I can like manage to like motor around and find a spot to anchor. Having to sit here with my leg hanging off the transom. I made a tiller handle for the auxiliary rudder. I'm steering with my leg, hoping a shark doesn't take my foot off. Like Tom Sawyer or something. And the squall's about to hit right as I'm trying to anchor. Blowing 20 knots right now. Neptune made me work for this one. Just dropped the hook. We're at the famous Waikiki Beach, Honolulu, Oahu, Hawaii. Buddy of mine arranged a tow. Those guys will be showing up around 5:30, so we're just gonna be on the hook until then. I can't believe it's done. It's so crazy. This is Mike.
What's up, man? Aloha.
My buddy's on Instagram, YouTube, and he saved my ass with this one. These dudes just finished a full day's worth of work, came out to take my poor ship into a safe harbor. Thank you.
She's worth it, man.
So much.
Beautiful girl.
Stoked.
I want you to see him. You gonna screen us? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. Drop the lines.
Look at that. I'm on land.
Oh my God.
Holy shit. 32 days.
You got it. You made it home, bud. Made it home.
Once safe in the harbor in Honolulu, I dove on the boat to make a jury rig to secure the rudder so TRITEIA could be driven under motor power. Once I got underwater, it became obvious to me that I believe we did hit a submerged object that was painted red, which likely led to the failure of the rudder. I want to give a very, very special thanks to my shore team, David Frederick, my older brother, Colby Thorpe, my baby brother, Sarah Koenig, one of my oldest friends in LA, Captain David Stovall, you guys know him from the Yacht Delivery Chronicles, Captain Noah Peffer of SV TRITEIA. I also want to thank my other brother, Scott, and my oldest friend from 3rd grade, Chance, and my dear friend, Dane Johnson. In the description of the video, you'll find information about them and everything they helped me with. I could not have successfully done this without them. I am forever in their debt. I shot more than 300 clips of video over the course of the 32-day passage, and so many things ended up on the cutting room floor. I've gone ahead and made an additional episode of outtakes, which is a lot of me talking, and a lot of it is like ship's business, but to sailors it might be of interest. So I've put that episode together, and anyone can see it for free by going to my Patreon page. You don't have to sign up for Patreon, you can just go there and see the link. So if you'd like to see outtakes from this great adventure, head over to my Patreon page and check it out. If you'd like to read my daily blog post from the passage, you can find those on the SV TRITEIA tracker page provided by PredictWind. You can find the link to the tracker page in the description below.